Hello friends, welcome back to another Value Vintage Cards video. Wanted to just kind of toss out there as an idea. So I felt like my evolution of collecting, I started off kind of getting the base runs and collecting players and kind of evolving into that process. And then as I started looking for things that were scarce, could be unique, rare, tough to come by issues, or sometimes I just went off the beaten path and said, what else could make this thing rare? And one of the fun ones, I didn't get into collecting, kind of the periphery, the boxes, the containers, things like that. I know a lot of collectors get into that realm. I've not taken a dive into that. But what I did decide to do is to get into things that were autographed. Part of that is the modern market just says we should like that. I don't collect modern cards really at all. I'll have a couple of a few players that I know are going to be in the Hall of Fame that I think are, good folks and far enough along that I'll collect them. But we do see a lot of things like that in the modern collecting. But I do enjoy autographs, and especially when you can get somebody that's, of the caliber of, inducted Hall of Famer from more of the traditional vintage era. And they were inserting these back. This was one of the earlier inserts, I believe. Trying to get a Yogi Berra in your pack of Upper Deck would have been a good find. So I did snag that. I do think it's interesting how the grade has such an impact when, to me, I just want to have a cool looking card that has an autograph on it. To me, that's great. So I'm just going to share a whole bunch of autograph stuff today that I've amassed and explain why I think some of it's fun. It's not all my autographs. It's not anything more than just a random run through some autographs, and curious how you all collect. Do you enjoy collecting autographs? Do you find it to be stuff you want ungraded? Do you want to actually stand there in front of the person and have it signed? Do you like having stuff that's certified? For myself, I get a little bit leery when it's not, unless I got it myself, because there's a lot of good imitations, and I'm not saying imitations aren't slabbed, but at least it takes some of the risk away. So, Charlie Gehringer, for being as historic as he is, and how long ago he played, this guy was, 30s and 40s, my gosh. And his signature is fantastic. He has one of the best signatures out there. I wish I wrote like Charlie Gehringer. So I'm just going to randomly fly through a bunch of these. Tony Gwynn is a really tough signature to get, for the unfortunate reason that he passed away so young. I like getting things on Oversize because I feel like that looks maybe even a touch neater, just because you have such a bigger surface. A lot of times the signature is bigger. That signature would be overflowing a regular size card. So when you look at Oversized, these are really cool. If you don't love Earl, you have to hate Earl. You can't be neutral on Earl. I think Earl is hilarious and was actually a really good manager too. So move that one aside. There's another one that's somewhat recent, and I thought this was super cool. I know Tom Seaver collector, sometimes you like him with a certain team. If you're a Reds collector, if you prefer him with the Mets, Sammy's a Mets preferred, but I'm a White Sox fan too, so I will gladly take this thing. It's got a really neat little write-up on this envelope and then the autograph, and that ended up not being that expensive, at least compared to his normal autograph stuff. So, no idea. People are interesting what they put premiums on and what they put discounts on. I don't always agree, and when I can find a discount, I'm happy. So, I've shared this, and I'll always share this. Those are not super easy to come by, but I like getting autographs on, and you'll see the trend here, not always the most traditional card. Get me an oversized card, get me a postcard, get me a newspaper cutout. I like that. I know Mike Baseball Collector has Perez Steel stuff. That's cool if you're when you're doing it in like a thematic purpose. I'm too player focused, where I think it would look erratic and make it really tough to complete. So I like Bill Dickey. Give me a postcard with a really solid autograph on it, and I'm happy with that. There's a Yogi. I thought that was cool. The image, it's a cutout. It's not something you're going to see. It's not like mass produced. It's just something unique, and it's a really cool image of Yogi. So I thought that was a neat piece when I saw that. I'm like, I'll jump at that. I've shown this one before, but when you can give me an autograph that has a nickname on it, love that. Kansas Comet I just showed in my Gale Sayers video. Stan the Man. I've got a few Stan the Man items. I just showed this playing the match game with Mangini and Peter B. So, when you get 2 players on something, I think that's a little bit extra cool. Bust out my other 2-player autograph. I've shown this before too, so I'm just re-showing some stuff just because I wanted to pull it and have some fun today. Get Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews on the same. There's another one that I will say, we use these words influence and inspire, and I always say influence is a negative, inspire is obviously a positive. This was one that I don't think I knew the idea of it existed because of where it's issued. And John Mangini showed this, and it's not exactly the same, which is really cool that there are at least 2 variants. But Value City is, kind of your local discount furniture store. Personal connection. My wife worked there when we got married. She was like a office associate for them. So I thought it was really cool to have the Value City connection, and then obviously Warren Spahn. That's just super, super neat. So pray for rain. Spawn Insane and Pray for Rain. So super cool item. I'm really glad, you see these videos and you say like, okay, I didn't even know that existed. That's really cool. You can capture moments, just get a picture of something. It's been certified. Carlton Fisk. Red Sox fans will appreciate that. I like announcers. If you're going to get Mel Allen's autograph, there's not a lot of better co-picture people than Babe Ruth. So it's kind of fun. Do have some football. So Ditka, hopefully I don't get flagged for vulgarity. Thanks, Ditka. But yeah, fun stuff on that. Let's see what else I got. Got some other ones. Big fan of Red Grange. Talking about historic players. These autographs for him, I mean, they're not $20, but they're not nearly as expensive as I would have thought. Obviously, it's kind of like a little bit more vulnerable writing utensil, but that's okay. Jump into basketball. Usually with other sports, I'll collect like 1 or 2 players that I really like. I don't care to get a Jordan autograph. I probably can't afford a Wilt autograph. But, Larry Bird, if I can get that like on a sticker, that's cool. I didn't have that sticker anyway. And because his stuff in that era would have been not the big deal, I'm like, let's do something to make it a little bit unique and a little extra cool. Some of his modern stuff. So another theme through my collection is I really enjoy like their college jersey, historic, youthful pictures. Basketball, football, obviously 99 point something % of them played in college. So to me, it's neat to get that tie back to their, college roots and get some things like that. In hockey, I do have a little bit of hockey in my collection, but the number 1 player I collect is Bobby Orr. Ridiculously amazing player, top, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, whoever you want to rank up there with him. But from everything I've seen and heard, he'd be a top 1, 2, 3, 4 human being as well. So phenomenal player, phenomenal person is what draws me in. So I've actually got a decent Bobby Orr collection. I'm not, the hardcore Boston guy for the last 50 years or anything. And I'm really not a hardcore hockey guy, but I like to, dip my toe and research, and Bobby Orr is, in my mind, that top whatever as a player and a person. So I've got his whole card run, and then just kind of went beyond trying to find some fun stuff. Busting back out the Ditka, another way you can make, things like autographs and whatnot a little bit more fun. This has become more of a recent phenomenon where folks want to get the rookie cards autographed. My childhood, that would have been defacing a card, and we would have all said, my God, why'd you ruin your rookie card? But finding things like that probably cost as much as one that's in just a mid-grade. So you take a lower grade copy, you get it autographed. To me, that's a less common version. That's something unique. It's neat. I like that a lot. So getting back to postcards, like I said, this is about as random as I get. This is actually hard for me not to have organization, but I thought this would just be fun to run through some stuff. So Hank Greenberg, obviously amazing. Luke Appling, I'm a big advocate for him. He's underrated. So historic White Sox Hall of Fame infielders for my collection are always good. Give me some Aparicio, some Fox, and some Appling, and I'm very, very happy. Another newspaper cutout from a guy I collect pretty heavily. So again, something cool. You're not going to find a whole lot of Lefty Grove autograph stuff floating out there. So give me something that's unique that not everybody's going to see, and it's another piece for the collection. If you get a card you've already got autographed, like I did my Ditka, it's neat, it's different, but now I have two Ditkas. I have the, graded, nice, unautographed version, and then I've got the autograph version, and I like them both, so I'm going to keep them both, but I just thought that'd be different. Here's the most recent one I just picked up, so this will kind of be my grand finale. It's another oversized, something different. It's a card I didn't have, and I thought, let's follow this thing. And I think this one slid through at a much better price than I expected. I was, final minutes, I was willing to bid up a little bit higher than it went. So I was happy it went where it did, for sure. I was glad I didn't get ticked up in the final 2 or 3 seconds. But I thought that was just such a phenomenal looking card. Early Reggie is anything. 69, 70, 71, anything of Reggie looks phenomenal. The jersey is ridiculous. He looks like he's just ready to hit a ball 7,000 feet. He's just such a strong hitter. Definitely didn't like to check swing. He was going to give you everything he had 3 times, and if it didn't go 700 feet, he's going back to the dugout. He's fine with that. The autograph isn't perfect. I don't care. If it's smeared, I mean, my gauge is if it's smeared and I don't enjoy it, I don't get it. As long as I like it. If it's authentic, I'm good. So that's my standard. I wish I had better rules. I wish I said it has to be a 10 grade or anything else. I really don't. I just look at it and say, you know what? I like that. Maybe that's that eye appeal thing that folks are talking about. I don't know. I don't worry about centering. I don't worry about high grade. Most stuff I go after, probably high grade's not even in the discussion. So I just like stuff that makes me happy to look at it. I think it's somewhat unique. It brings a little extra flair to the collection when you get these autographs. So it's a little different connection, I think, to the player, the card, the their life, their history, their story. So curious how many of you all are out there collecting autographs above and beyond. Do you go for rookie cards? Do you go for Perez Steals? Do you go for postcards? Do you like oversized? There's a million ways to vary it, and that's why I wanted to show just a random, sampling, because I think every way you can twist it, I probably do. So just having some fun. So let me know what you think. If you had a favorite couple, I always like hearing where people are drawn. So do you like the combo signs? Do you like the unique things, the regionals, the oversized? Share that as well. So hope that was a fun run through, a little bit of my collection, and I will see y'all on the next video. Take care.